Hi, I'm JakedTV. Don't change that channel now, because today we're playing Black Rose again. Leaving off where we kind of did last time. We saw that super creepy... It looked like the guy that was reading to us. Kind of like the embalmer. I hope I don't need to worry about more than one person finding me, but let's keep going. You just walked this way. Okay, and this door is closed again. We read that note. Man, this music it got worse. Like, oh my god. Okay. Well, that was... what are you? Mr. Raines, please tell your son to stop playing under the tables during funeral services. It's disruptive and upsetting to grieving families. Today he also stole one of the keys to the visitation room and was later attempting to open one of the drawers in the morgue. Ooh, gross. This type of behavior is unacceptable and will not be tolerated. If you do not start controlling him, I will take it upon myself to personally teach him a lesson. Michael. Good. There's a note there, so maybe this is unlocked. Look at that. It's a new... empty. Oh, not empty. There's... okay. Can I turn on some of these lights? Nope. No, okay. There's a note here.
To make things even weirder, this place has a serious lockdown system. Yesterday was the first time I've ever seen it used, and many of the workers, including myself, were ordered to wait in the family room until the situation was taken care of. No one I've spoken to about it knows why it was done, or at least they won't say. All I know is that these safety glass windows and electronic gates appear to be designed for keeping things in rather than out.
I wonder why.
I was the first responder that day. Was the first and only person to make it to Myrtle's side before she passed away.
Oh.
She managed to give Sullivan a parting "I love you" on that baby monitor, but that was the last communication they ever had.
That's so sad.
The last thing she ever did was give me that piece of paper. It was a short poem she had written for Sullivan earlier that day. She asked me to give it to him, and I promised her I would. Then she slipped away. I guess Sullivan had picked up by Myrtle's weak rasping in the baby monitor that something was happening to her, because soon after she'd passed, he came running into the hall from the upstairs arrangement room. But he was too late. She was gone. That's when he broke down. I'd never seen him show so much emotion towards Myrtle before.
Around.
Then, of course, the rest happened. I'll keep my promise, even now. It's all I can do for my dear friends.
Or maybe it's the guy who's writing this. Saving? Game saved? What? I have a progress point? Oh, yay! That's so nice. Oh. Nothing there. Okay, well, that's... Door is closed. That door is closed. Okay, we're back. The game had a bit of a weird sound issue. It wasn't doing anything. So we're gonna go out of here. And I believe this is one that we've read.
There are a lot of strange things I've seen around this place. For instance, the fireplace that isn't even a real fireplace. It's some kind of ladder shaft.
I knew it!
There's a tough metal grate fastened over it that appears to be controlled electronically, most likely by the lockdown system. I'm assuming the shaft leads down to the basement, but it must have been sealed off because it's not accessible from anywhere down there. Another thing I've started wondering about is a metal handle that's been sitting on Michael's desk for about a month now. I asked about it once out of curiosity, but he avoided giving me a direct answer. He told me it broke off of something. I had already assumed this, seeing as it's covered in dirt and rusted around the edges where it had clearly been attached to something for a very long time. Perhaps the biggest mystery I've encountered here is the place Myrtle always went for privacy. She She was often depressed, so she was always going into the downstairs hall on her way to wherever it was she went to be alone.
There's a lot of narrative in this
However,
game.
she seemed to vanish.
I wasn't expecting that.
The only place she could have gone from that hallway is down into the basement, but I went down there one day to ask her something, and I couldn't find her. I'm wondering if there's a secret room somewhere down there. After all, I did learn from Michael that this building is from the 1600s, long before it was ever a funeral home. Buildings as old as this one sometimes have quite a few secret areas.
You can say that again. Okay, anything new on the corkboard? No. Alright, let's get going. Don't laugh at me.
They
I'm
still
not
haven't
laughable.
buried them. Sullivan has been lying in his coffin now for 2 days, and Myrtle for 3. Because Conrad refused to touch Myrtle's coffin after her funeral, it had to be put aside so Sullivan could have his. Conrad still simply doesn't want to have anything to do with the burial of either of them, even if all he's doing is preparing a future grave without actually touching the coffins. I'm starting to wonder if he had some type of unpleasant encounter with Myrtle and Sullivan's coffins, or he heard some absurd
No one
rumor
else
about their
has.
corpses. What's sad is that Myrtle and Sullivan don't have relatives who care enough about their burials to actually do something about this.
Am I gonna have
Michael
to bury
was
these
embarrassed
guys?
to have to tell all the relatives and friends that the actual burials couldn't be held yet. Even so, none of them objected. Maybe they just didn't see a point in doing so, considering the person they would be doing it for is already gone. I don't know. As far as feeling nervous around coffins, I do get a strange vibe now in the visitation room. The atmosphere in there is starting to feel different. The air feels heavier, a little bit oppressive even. It seems to be more noticeable today than it was yesterday. I'm not quite sure if I believe in ghosts or not, but it seems to fit what I've heard before about locations having
Who's placing all these on the
negative
ground?
energy due to evil or extremely upset spirits. Maybe it's just normal stuffy air. There aren't any windows in there, and it is the middle of summer.
Rationalizing things. That's when you start dying. Okay, well, let's see. Where do we want to go? You are unlocked. Anything in here yet? No. I wonder if the room's just gonna stay empty. Still warped. Can't get it open. I don't want to go down to the chapel again. It's a bad place. That's unlocked. Oh. No, nothing? Okay, well, let's keep going. Probably still nothing over here. Oh. There's a security card reader here. It looks like it also requires a passcode. Oh, so that's coming into play now. Before it wasn't saying anything. So let's go back downstairs, because that's usually where we need to go to get things done. And it's not a fun place at all. But it sounds like I need to look for a secret room. Which sounds very not fun. The baby monitor is gone. So that's good. Very weird. Maybe I do need to go back to the chapel. Oh, I was right.
It turns out that Devin got into the morgue by stealing Sullivan's key card from the office.
Tell me where it is.
Raines had been in there and forgot to lock it when she left. Nobody knows exactly how the kid figured out the passcode, but considering what a flake his mother is, that's probably just something else she inadvertently compromised.
What a...
They're burying Sullivan with a few of his belongings from the funeral home. I guess because he had worked here for so long and was so loyal to his job. Michael revealed that one of those belongings is Sullivan's key card. Of course, they would need to deactivate it from the system to avoid any breaches in the chance that it was stolen, but then again, Mrs. Raines would be the one who would do that. I discovered earlier today that Devon had stolen the system lock override key as well and hidden it somewhere in the building.
Okay, good. I don't
This
have
has
to
got
dig
to
up
be the
somebody's
most
body.
troublesome, ill-behaved kid I have ever encountered.
Okay, so if the key card is hidden somewhere in... Oh. I'm going to read all this. 57-year-old Sullivan James and 2 funeral directors at the Chanmeyer Hills Funeral Home were killed Monday after he tripped and fell onto the tracks of an oncoming train. According to his co-workers at the funeral home, James had slipped into a state of grief-stricken hysteria just minutes earlier after experiencing an emotional breakdown over the death of a childhood friend and co-worker, Myrtle Varnworth, who had been suffering from a severe brain tumor which doctors had deemed inoperable. Miss Varnworth passed away 9 days after the end of her predicted death date. James, devastated, apparently gouged out his own eyes using a scalpel from the funeral home's preparation room and managed to scramble out a nearby window. Miles Treadman, an embalmer at Chanmeyer Hills Funeral Home, and a short-time co-worker of Mr. James, had begun to chase after the frenzied man through the field behind the building, but was not able to catch him before he had reached the nearby segment of railroad tracks and tripped, falling down on top of them. Treadman and a few other eyewitnesses eyes gouged out eyewitnesses reported that James made no attempt to get up as the train quickly rolled in. Grief-stricken Sullivan James was killed on impact, the fast-moving train hitting him with such force that he was severed into 3 pieces. I'm guessing I'm going to have to find those pieces eventually. It has been speculated by those who knew the man that his fatal episode was driven by guilt for not treating his longtime friend how he believed he should have. This double tragedy at the Chanmeyer Hills Funeral Home has sparked a great deal of public interest in the site and has become an attraction for loitering and vandalism among young people. In the 3 days that have passed since the incident, 3 arrests have already been made. And in writing, they never buried either of them. Both are still here. Whew, that's a little chilling. Sullivan and Myrtle as children. There's something written on the back. They say that if you take his rose, he wakes up. That's the only way his coffin will open. I heard that he also tears you into 3 pieces if he catches you. Maybe I don't need to find his 3 pieces. He's gonna make me 3 pieces. Oh, I can't move. Something's under the table. Oh my god! They won't find it ever. There's a key here labeled V, room 2. Okay. There's also... Oh, that's the letter. Oh, wait. They stitched him back together. That's about him. Oh, no. Oh, no.
All those attending the funeral service for Sullivan James, please gather in the visitation room.
Oh. Oh, there's a big note on the ground. And... oh. Some sort of diagram. So, oh, okay, no, there's a key in his coffin. That's all that is. Okay. Here we go. That's inappropriate to have in a funeral home. Dare you, double dare you. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, he wakes up if I take his rose, but there's nothing else in this room. Yes, I'm going to take it. I took it. It's mine. No. Oh no.
Sullivan James was blind as a bat. Sullivan James fell down flat. Sullivan James is withered and blue. Sullivan James is coming for you.
Oh god. Oh, these are metal bars. Oh my god. Game over. Oh goodness. Well, I think that's where we're going to leave this episode. It was pretty heavy on narrative, but that was good and scary, and the lore of this game is really good, and I like it a lot. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and destroy that like button, and make sure you please subscribe and share it with all your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you tune in next time for our regularly scheduled programming.